All right, this week's topic of Amuna Mondays is the different perspective regarding tests. And before we begin, this class is dedicated to Chaya Gabrielle Masauda Bat Sarah. So may she have a full and immediate speedy recovery. So the whole point of the concept of tests is we already spoke about this about 11 months ago in Amuna Mondays. And it's crazy how like a different perspective a year later. It's a really similar topic to a topic we've done already, but yet it's a whole different angle on it. And the angle that we're going about is how obviously one should never request a test and like ask for to be tested, but at the same time when a test does occur, instead of pushing it away, they should be embracing it, the fact that this is a test. And in order to do so, you have to have a better understanding about the concept of a test. So I'll start off with a story and then expand on it. So pretty much there's a story about the Baal Shem Tov, and this is before he was born. He had his parents, his mom was actually barren, and she couldn't have kids, and his parents couldn't have kids. They were together, and they couldn't find it in them to have a kid, and they really wanted one. And it states the whole town was aware of this, and yet what happened was they continued to do the mitzvah of hosting people. And that was like their main thing. That was their thing. They loved it. They even hired a servant to wait at the gate of the city to welcome anybody that came in. And one Friday, right before Shabbat, people are not supposed to travel right before Shabbat. So it was like they weren't really expecting anyone. Come Friday, they weren't really expecting anybody to be coming into the city. All of a sudden, 5 minutes before Shabbat, the servant knocks on the door and says, "I found somebody. There's somebody here for you. That needs a place, blah, blah, blah." They said, "No problem." They hosted him. Didn't try to coach him, didn't try to educate him, being like, "Oh, why are you traveling? Clearly he's not like keeping Shabbat and this and that." No, not at all. They just welcomed him in, gave him a cot, gave him food, gave him everything. It states like at the end, he was about to leave. And they were like, no, stay. It's safer here. It's dangerous to travel at night. He insisted on leaving. So the wife immediately packed a whole bunch of food for him. The husband was setting aside money for him and this and that. And it states a person should walk their guest out to the door. These people took it to a different level. They walked him all the way down to the edge of the city. And in doing so, the person then revealed to himself that it was Elijah the prophet. And he came down to test the family, because in Shemayim, they saw his blessings. They saw the mitzvot that they were doing nonstop. But now everything in Shemayim is in a court case appearance. So all the good angels were like, yeah, they deserve a blessing. They deserve a blessing. And the bad angels are saying, no, but that's not that type of blessing, this and that. So the Satan actually stated, let's test him. And Elijah the prophet, who was on the good angel side, agreed. He's like, all right, deal. That's a fair way to test. That's a fair way to scale if they deserve it or not, is to test them. So they passed the test, and they went ahead and ended up having a kid and everything like that. But the beautiful thing in the story and the lesson there is that when we are asking for Hashem to go above nature, obviously Hashem is not limited by nature. Hashem is unlimited. But in this world, he bounds himself by nature. Obviously, given the circumstances, he can go above nature, and he can and will go above nature. But in order to do so, he gives a test. Why? Because there are other forces and other angels on the other side saying opposite, saying, no, he doesn't do this. No, he doesn't deserve this. She doesn't deserve that. And it's like, Hashem is almighty, and he's factoring all of those angles in. And in order to actually come to a judgment and acknowledge all those sides, yet still choose, is the test method. And when we think about that, you shouldn't be that bummed out that a test is occurring. Yeah, they're frustrating. Yeah, it's annoying. Obviously, his parents were like, "Yo, we've been doing this all our life. What kind of test is this?" But the truth is, it's not that big of a test. It's not that big of a test because it's something that you're like. They calculate it before ever giving it to you. It's not just like, oh, we're gonna give you the SAT. No, they're gonna make sure that you're studying, they're doing prep for it, and then boom, they're gonna give you the SAT. But it's also to see where you're holding, and where you need to work on, and at the same time where you're good at, where you can be like, all right, I got this down. Let me move on with something else. Like, those are massive angles to take when looking at it from a test point of view. And something I came up with was a different outlook on it, and it's that when a person gets mad or upset or frustrated with Hashem, all they're doing, it's a human thing, but all you're doing is digging yourself a pit. Hashem is standing right there, and you're digging yourself a pit further and further and further by getting mad, by getting upset, by getting frustrated. Obviously, these are normal things. We get it. But you're still digging yourself a pit, which means you're broadening the distance between you and God. But Hashem, being almighty and loving, unconditionally, is there. And he's watching you dig this pit. But now all he's doing is going to take his rope. Let's say you dug yourself a 50-foot pit. He's going to take the rope and throw it 50 feet for you. And in the process, God forbid, if somebody was to keep digging and it ends up 75 feet, he's going to take it back and throw you a 75-foot rope. The thing is, Hashem's there. Hashem's going to give you a way out. He's going to give you a way back, no matter how far you go. But that doesn't change the fact that you still have to climb out. You still have to climb out the 75 feet, the 50 feet, whatever distance that is being dug. Hashem's giving the person all the resources. But now they still have to climb it out. And in doing so, the person might think, wow, like, what the heck? Obviously, like, hey, Hashem, blah, 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 like, my bad, this, that. You can always just make me fly out. Why do I have to climb this whole distance? The truth is, you don't have to climb it. Hashem will go above nature at times, but in order to do so, he will test you. If not, he'll just, again, things are predetermined in this world. But we also have free will and the aspect of prayer. And prayer can change what's written. Nothing is written in stone. It's written, it's on stone. Prayer can edit. This allows you to go back and edit. So that was a different perspective on tests. And as well as we have to also understand is that there's a piece of Hashem in all of us. And whether we choose to see it or not, that doesn't change the fact that Hashem is in us. And logically speaking, why would Hashem ever cause us pain? Because in doing so, he's actually hurting himself. And that doesn't make any sense. There's obviously something greater to it. There's pain maybe in order to grow or to strengthen something. Like when you go to the gym, you're breaking your muscle. But yeah, it's painful. But at the end of the day, it's also strengthening when it builds back. And that's the image that we have to have, and that's the perspective we have to have when it comes to Hashem and tests. And as well as we have to also understand Hashem's on our team. It's not that Hashem's testing us and hoping we fail. Hashem's testing us and rooting us on the entire way. So when you feel like you have nobody in backing you up, rooting you on, family, friends, your coworker, anyone, you do have Hashem. Hashem's in there rooting you on the entire way through. So I hope you can take this and just expand on it. And honestly, again, never pray for a test, but when a test comes, embrace it and take it on. Because there's either a lesson or a blessing. So I hope you have a great week. And again, this topic was dedicated to Chaya, Gabrielle, Masauda, Bat Sarah. May she have a full and speedy recovery and prove everyone wrong. Have a good one.